Welcome to the Real Bible Discussion Group channel. Interviewing Administrator Shauna Worley.
Welcome to the Real Bible Discussion Group YouTube channel. Today we're here with moderator Shauna Worley. Am I pronouncing your name correct?
That's all right.
All right. So Shauna, tell us about yourself. So where are you located, and your how long you've been a Christian, your church denomination, if you attend to church, things like that.
Okay, I'm from Arkansas,
Mm-hmm.
and believe it or not, I was saved when I was 6, which I've had discussions with people who tell me I absolutely couldn't have been, but I was. I knew what I was doing, and I gave my life to Jesus at 6.
Oh
And
wow.
now they were really careful at my church about baptism. They do baptize after somebody becomes a believer, but they don't with children until the children pursue it most of the time.
Okay.
So it was probably a year later when I actually was baptized, but I had to go to all the adults and convince them that I knew what I was doing and I wanted to
What
do
is
that.
what is what is your church denomination, if you don't mind sharing that?
I go to a Baptist church,
Okay.
um, and I've visited around other places also. So
Mm.
on Sundays, I go to a Baptist church here, and on Saturdays, I go to Sa'ar Shalom, which is a really wonderful study group.
Mm.
So
So
I
you
got
guys have a Bible church Bible study group.
I've got a separate, like, Messianic Bible study group I go to,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I have learned so much from them. It's been really, really wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Yeah, I
I got kind of
remember.
both things going. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember being in we have in our church also Baptist Bible study group. Like we would meet once a week in somebody's house. They would host to give a little, a little uh, something to eat and a coffee or something, and then we'll discuss the Bible. It was actually better interaction than in the church itself. So I actually enjoyed that very much. So I'm glad you're doing that. So do you feel like it helps getting to know people better that way, and it's a more intimate scenario? People open up about their beliefs. Do you think that is a helpful program the
It
church can use?
does, but it's this is a separate thing from the church, but this is really good because I get very, very into the Bible. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
a little bitty study devotional thing. It's not a devotional. It's a dive into the languages, try to get to the root of the word. What are the pronouns in this verse? Who exactly is
Mm-hmm.
being spoken to? What's this,
Mm-hmm.
what's the exact scenario? It's slow, methodical, and you actually learn a terrific deal from it. So I
Okay.
loved it. I have loved
Yeah,
it.
that's great. So how did you come to learn about the Bible? Just by reading? Do you have any academic background, or if not, how did you get versed in the Bible?
Well, I was raised in a church where we were in church a lot, and we also had a Christian school that I went to. So we memorized a lot of Bible there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different than a lot of people's school experiences. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Once they grew up, people had different opinions. It's been very useful for me for a couple reasons. One is that we did learn a lot of the scripture. I
Mm-hmm.
also got exposed to really great pastors and ministers, and also a few that weren't. And that's actually been extremely useful, believe it or
Mm.
not, because I got to see how the Bible can be misused. And
Mm-hmm.
it was sort of
Yeah.
like an inoculation shot. You kind of
Mm.
realize you've got to learn on your own.
Interesting.
And
Huh.
there was a church, kind of a church split, a breakup when I was about like 14, 15, something like that. And they didn't have enough people to teach the little kids. So I got the terrific privilege of being able to fill in and start teaching at that
Oh.
age.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that I actually started learning a terrific lot more because we didn't have, how most churches have something they hand out to the teachers
Mm-hmm.
to actually read and teach the kids. We didn't have that. So
A little
I was
program.
just
Yeah.
reading the Bible and trying to like translate that into something that kids understood. So it was just,
Mm. It's a little
I
youth
needed to
program.
understand it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was just talking to Abigail, and she is a youth leader in her church, and we were talking about that, and she loved it very much. So yeah, and while you preparing this material for the kids, you're also learning, right?
I was learning so much more that,
Mm-hmm.
because I would read something that previously I would have passed over. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, no, but I really need to know what this is because I need to explain this. And so I'm getting out Bible dictionaries and figuring out
Mm.
how to use Strong's Concordance and all that. And
Right. Yeah,
so,
that's awesome. Awesome learning. Sometimes when I was in seminary and then the church, I was assigned to do the Sunday Bible teaching, and I was like, me, I don't know much about. At the time, I was nervous, but then I had to
mhm.
research to do the Sunday Bible teaching. I learned more than anybody else that I was teaching. So that was
Uh-huh.
a great experience. So because you have to prepare the classes, and then you got to you know uh, read a lot, and the subject you're going to teach. So it's a good experience to take that task. So did you enjoy that very much?
I loved it. I stayed with it for quite a long time.
Mm,
And later, I switched around some different churches. I ended up in a different church for a very short period of time. I taught teenagers, which is a different thing. And I
mm,
don't know that I ever got good at it, but that was
mm.
also enjoyable.
Yeah, it's hard to get their attention, isn't it? They're especially in regards to the Bible. You have to be very creative to get them to uh, stick with the class and the material you give them. Because a lot of them don't want to, don't they don't want to even been in the church. So it's a challenge. It's very challenging to teach teenagers. So I'm glad
Mhm.
you did it, and I'm sure you did well. Um, so in the same line here, um, thanks for sharing all your church experience and your personal experience with your church. Is your church like a big church, or is it?
It's not tiny, but it's not a real big church. It's growing
Mm,
fairly fast. And
mm,
that's actually been several churches around here. It may be a nationwide trend. I'm not sure. I'd be
mm,
curious to know.
mm.
Um, so I'd say it's a moderate sized church.
Is there like a mother church for your church, that like some headquarters or something, or another? Sometimes church they do have like uh, a big church, and then they plant churches around.
No, there were churches that supported to start it, but
Mm,
there's no overhead. It's just that
I see.
church is by itself. Hmm.
Okay, you have had the same pastor for a while.
For a long time.
Okay,
He's been in that location.
all right.
And I've
So
been there 6 years
yeah.
or so.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a long time.
I think.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't know. You should never trust me when it comes to time at all. I can't
Well,
even guesstimate good.
being in church, I've seen, because I was part of the running the church with the pastor. It's like in 3 years we had about 300 members coming and going, and there was always like certain numbers of people who would stay, but the coming and going of people in the church was really something I could never wrap my head around. It was like, but
Mhm.
people are just, they go to a church and then they just leave. And I did a thing when I was in seminary one point. They wanted to find out why people were leaving the church, and I did a lot of research, personal interviews, and um, believe it or not, the one of the biggest reason why people left the church was because of cliques in the church, groups in the church
Mhm.
that would not really welcome the new family in the church, and they felt like separated. So that wasn't one of the reasons. But anyways,
Mhm.
thanks for sharing all of that. Um, in regards to you and the Real Bible Discussion Group, you were a moderator at the Real Bible Discussion Group, and how long have you been a moderator there?
'Em. Boy, it's been a couple years, I think. It
Oh,
doesn't
really?
seem like it. It's been,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Time.
gone fast, but I think it's been a couple years.
Yeah. All right. And are you an administrator now or a moderator?
I'm an admin now,
Okay. All right.
just
And
recently.
yep. Okay. Um. So how long have you been an administrator? Recently, you said like for last a year
Uh,
or so.
yes, less than a year, a few months maybe, like
Usually,
three,
they
4 months.
name an administrator when someone leave. With try to keep about 5 people as administrator, but I'm not sure who left when you came in. Uh, so we start off as a moderator. So how did you find the Real Bible Discussion Group?
I just saw one of my Facebook friends when the group was an open group. One of my Facebook
Hmm.
friends was commenting, and I went over and I commented or read it or something. I started getting notifications, and then
Mm,
I started commenting. I found the the topics are engaging, and there's a lot of times where it's not going to be a great big discussion that you're getting into necessarily. It can be a short answer, which
right,
sometimes is better for me because sometimes I find if it's a very detailed conversation, it's hard for me to keep up and keep answering, you know.
right. So you found it through a common friend.
Hmm.
Okay. So, Sean, what is your biggest challenge running a group like the Real Bible Discussion Group? It's a large group. We have uh, over 1 million people. So, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to running this group?
For me, the most challenging thing is there's a large volume of things to take care of, and there's a lot of little tiny ethical decisions to make all the time. You know,
Mm,
like you've got a post that comes up and it's, maybe it fits the rules and maybe it doesn't. It's right on the line and you're trying to
right.
decide
I
whether to post it or not. You want to be fair, but you don't want to post something that's, outrageously wrong, so you've got kind of
right.
a
I
debate.
go through that all the time, and sometimes I'm like I ask for help because I'm not sure. It doesn't break any rules, but it's right there, and
Hmm.
you don't want to make a mistake. You want to be fair, and at the same time, because Facebook holds us heavily responsible for things we approve that goes against their rules. So
Hmm.
I had other groups being shut down because of that. So we don't take that
Hmm.
lightly. But yeah, that is a big challenge. I even for myself. I mean, I've been a proven post for a long time, and a lot of time I have to go in the chat room and ask for help because I don't know what to do with a post. So I got that. So what is your favorite task to do in the group?
um let's see. I really enjoy, this isn't really a task, but I really enjoy seeing all the different points of view. And
Mm-hmm.
it's super fun for me when somebody brings up a post and I'm like, I don't even know what this is about. It meets the
Yeah.
rules, so I'll approve it. And then the first thing I'll go in and do is say, please explain this to me. What are you, what is this? And
Yeah.
sometimes I've learned really interesting things about another point of view that I'd never considered or even heard of before.
Yeah.
And that's very fun to me.
Yeah, it's this is the reason why we have such a variety of a vast array of denominations because we are unbiased. We don't have a church behind this group in terms of supporting. We don't have to uh, sort of like support. We don't have a denomination behind it. So that gives us the freedom to allow everybody to come and express their beliefs, even if we have all kinds of sectors of Christian in our group. So and that's kind of like what I sort of had in the seminary. I didn't go to a seminary that had a church denomination behind it. So I had friends from seminary from all over the world, from all over
Mhm.
different sectors and from the Christian faith. And that was really I've learned so much, and I still learn. I'm learning in this group every day. Every day, like you said, when I go in there, something's different. I want to know what it is. So,
Mhm.
right. And
So,
sometimes as a someone who's working in approving posts, I think a lot about this. The Everybody who's trying to post something, they have that teaching vibe to it. They're not posting to learn. They are posting to teach something to an audience. They want to express what they think about certain things, and I can read it and say this is going to be great for this poster. He's going to learn so much because he doesn't know that, but we because we do that all the time, we know. So you're going to learn
mhm,
that what you're saying here, it's not necessarily how it is, but here you go, I'll put you out there and you're going to benefit from it. So sometimes you have to think that way, like the poster is the one who's in need to learn, and because we've seen the same post over and over, we know the audience will get in there and help him out, and
mhm.
sometimes they take it well, sometimes they don't, but that's one way of looking at some of the posts that we disagree with. It's a posting, you're posting for the benefit of the poster more than the audience itself, you know. So that's one way that I always look at those posts. Uh, and the poster is the one who will actually learn more. So as a moderator of a large group, right? What is your advice to someone who is looking to be a moderator, somebody who is in the training room right now? So if you could give them an advice about, you want to be a moderator, here's what you here's what's ahead of you. What would be your advice for uh, members who are looking to be a moderator in the group? How do you what is your advice for a person who's looking to become a moderator or even start an online ministry now that you've been behind the scenes of a Facebook group? What is your advice? What would, if you were to start a ministry like that, what would you tell them?
I know for moderators coming in, it's important to know that you're going to get pushback against people when you're trying to just fix a situation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
somebody's violating the rules. They didn't realize they were violating the rules, maybe. You go and tell them you can't do this or you can't do that, and they're going to tell you, yes, I can. And and they're
Yeah.
going to get mad at you. And so I think it's really important to be able to have a good temper about it and realize it's not necessarily anything personal. You know,
Right.
they're mad at the situation and they don't see from your angle, so they don't know that you're not really trying to take sides against them and you're not trying to pick on them, and it looks different from the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
to them
Right.
it does look like you're trying to pick on them when you're not.
You gave an advice for people who is looking to start. One thing that you wish the members would know. Did I ask you this question already? One thing that you wish members would know about you, the work we do, that sometimes you feel like they don't treat you fair because they don't know what's behind. So, what do you, a message to the members if they want to get their posts approved, if they want to get their comments staying in the group? What would you tell them?
Um, for the post approvals, they need to read the complete rules. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a list of rules, and if you'll read those, we we approve everything that fits those rules.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of things we're declining, it's because they have links on them. They have pictures of real people, which we're not going to do that if it has your picture on it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if that's if it's a giant picture of you, that's not what we're going to prove. And it needs to be, you know, about a biblical question or a
Mm-hmm.
biblical um, answer with some scripture to support it.
Right.
Almost everything that fits that's going to get approved.
So
It,
basically, read the rules.
just read the rules.
Okay.
And also, they need to know that we do have a terrific volume. Sometimes things are delayed just because we can't get to them. So,
Right. You approve 10 posts, then you look back, there's 100 more.
mhm,
Yeah. So it's a big volume. We receive about sometimes 400 posts in 24 hours. It's impossible to keep up with it, you know.
mhm.
But yeah, no, that's good points.
Thanks for watching.